Hitler for read, for example, what not to do
Right.
by what a bad person does.
Right. Because Hitler was the good leader.
He was just a
he was
bad
just a
one.
bad person. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when I heard that perspective, that gave me so much. When I heard that statement, that gave me so much perspective because I was like, wow, you know what? I never thought about that. You can learn from what not to do by a person who did it so good.
Right.
If that makes sense to you guys.
What does Gandhi and Hitler have in common?
They're both leaders.
They're both leaders because they had influence.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you influence the people, you're a leader.
Yeah, and we're not saying we're vouching for Hitler, guys.
Not at all.
We're just speaking from the perspective of how he was. As a matter of fact, I don't know, recently, C-Rob, I had posted on my Instagram, I posted a picture of Adolf Hitler, and in my caption I wrote, this guy was so powerful, and I say the reason why he was so powerful, how he can run a country to execute a race of people, which is the Jews, start a World War II. I say this guy was so powerful simply by the way he spoke. One of Hitler's most powerful things as a leader was his influential of his speaking. It was so powerful. And I said, if you look at today's society and who's running for president now, who does that remind you guys of?
Of course, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, because he's so powerful by the way he speaks. That's why you see so many fighting at these pep rallies and at his speaking conventions, because when he says like, yo, go punch this guy in the face, there's really an asshole out there who really gonna go punch a guy in the face, and that's why there's been so much fights. So it's what you learn, what not to do too as a leader. So that's a key thing we touch on.
Wow, that's incredible, man. And I heard you say, okay, you made a statement, waiter, lead by example. So would you call that a unofficial leader? Because think about it. Sometimes you're not given the title, right? You're not given the title or the position of being a leader, okay? Right. But sometimes you just have to step into a role because there are voids out there, man.
Absolutely. There was an article in, I don't know if it was the Bleacher Report or Sports Illustrated, but it was one of them. They were talking about Shane Battier, and the title of the article was "The Statless Superstar."
Oh, wow.
He did so much that didn't show up on the stat sheet. So he didn't always get the glory for everything he did, but he changed plays. He altered shots. He played solid defense. He didn't necessarily make that steal that showed up in the stat sheet. Maybe Steve Francis or somebody might have actually got the steal, but it was his defense that got this guy off balanced and put Steve Francis in the opportunity, or Tracy McGrady, or whoever in a position to actually get that steal. So I kind of make that same comparison. It's just kind of like, you're not on that platform as the guy getting all the glory, but you are doing things that this leader that's on the top, he wouldn't see these results tangibly if you weren't doing the leadership at the level as a waiter is doing.
Oh, wow.
That's huge. That's huge. So let me ask you this, since we're touching on leadership in business, what do you think are some qualities that doesn't make a good leader when it comes to businesses?
First thing, if you're untrustworthy, your business is going to fail. Your people have got to trust you, no doubt about it. If they don't trust you, they're not going to buy into your philosophy. They're going to be looking for a job. Like Sarah was talking about, I might give you a 2-week notice, I might not.
Yeah.
But as for now, this is giving me, a paycheck, and until I find somebody that's going to give me the same paycheck or a little bit more, man, I gotta turn in my notice, or maybe not. So I think that's a quality that you definitely have to have. You have to be trustworthy. The other thing is, you can't be hands off. You can't. As leaders, we don't have to do as much physical work, but we should be doing the things to make the people that are doing the physical work, make their lives much better.
Gotcha.
Making sure they have the proper supplies, making sure they're taken care of, whether it's their schedule, whether it's, they need time off for, to handle something. Those things mean a lot. So you gotta serve your people. So if you're not serving your people, you're just serving yourself, you shouldn't be a leader. You shouldn't even call yourself a leader.
That's real, man, because honestly, in the position that I am, I consider myself a leader, but, I always try to lead by example. There's nothing that in my business that I won't do. People laughing when I say, yo, I clean the toilets in my business. I will sweep the floor in my business. I clean in my business. I do anything that I would expect for any one of my employees to do, because the last thing I never want them to do, if I ask them to do something for me, they say, well, you don't do it. And you really can't rebuttal that, because at the end of the day, if this is your pride and joy, you still get on your knees and do everything. I read an article, and I forgot what CEO was it, but it was a Fortune 500 CEO, And he said that every day he visits one of his companies, he works every day as if he's an employee. So if it requires him to pick up trash, it requires him to do this, do that, he will still do that because he understands that's where he comes from, the reflection of leadership, and that's where it all started. So that's kind of huge, man.
It's funny you say that because I always reflect back to being a waiter. When I'm waiting tables, okay, you have these managers that come to you. I can have a million things to do, Mike. This guy might need water. This person need chips. This person need a booster seat for their crying baby or whatever. And I have to handle all this. And I'm in a computer. I'm putting in food. And a manager, and you could, if you look at me, you can see I'm busy, Mike. But a manager, Jarvis, will walk up on me. Hey, there's a piece of trash by your foot. Pick it up and put it in the trash. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Are you above? You see I'm busy, right? I have a million things to do, Jarvis. Are you above because you have this title of being a manager when really you're being a dictator? Are you above helping me out and helping yourself out by picking the trash up and throwing it away?
That's a leader that's not really engaged in the business. Maybe he doesn't understand what your priorities are.
Maybe he's just there for a
and
paycheck.
and he's just there for the paycheck, and he sees that paper on the ground. He's like, why are these waiters not picking up this trash? So I think if he was fully engaged, he could be intercepting some of those issues that maybe you had. You see some water empty, go fill it up. I mean, these are at the end of the day, these are the customers that you're making money off of. You're going to make a bonus off of, as a leader. So why would you not want to fill their water up? And and at the same time, did you train your staff fully? Have you really given them all the tools, and have they bought into you to want to pick up every little bit of trash on the ground, or do they just see you walk past it all the time and think it's okay?
That's true.
Yeah, so you see that, man. For those of y'all that's out there managing and telling people what to do and all that, roll your goddamn sleeves up, and you get in the mix and you make something happen too, man. Maybe people will respect you and want to go harder for you.
Yo, this is my last question for you, man. When it comes to like different personalities, how do you deal with different personalities as a leader? Because that's one of the most difficult things. When I used to work, when I was working, I had a team that I led as a supervisor. One of the hardest things to me, it was dealing with the personalities, because some people I liked. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people I was like, man, I don't fucking like you. I would have never tell them that. But some of my employees, I was like, yo, man, I really don't like your ass. And for me personally, I used to have my favorites, and I did it. So how do you deal with the different personalities as a leader in order to, get along with everybody?
Honestly, that's the hardest thing to manage as a leader, is personalities, because everybody's got their own thing. Everybody's, got their own agenda and everything. The first thing I do to try to get in front of the problem, I try to hire people with great personality. So a lot of times, leaders hire people based on their resume and their credentials. I try to hire based on personality. How did I connect during this interview? Do I honestly see myself engaging in a conversation?
See, here's my thing with that though. How do you know? Because whenever somebody's interviewing,
it's the representative. Absolutely.
It's not like they're gonna. It's not like they're gonna come in and be like, "Yo, I'm just gonna put on the front, but I'm really like this."
And that's why I use my psychology background.
Yeah.
And you got to ask those probing questions that'll help unravel their real personality.
Okay.
Everybody walks into an interview.
Of course.
Their Sunday, vest on and everything.
Exactly.
But then, and even with that, it's not a foolproof system. Some people slip through the cracks, and you be like, you were totally not the person. You just said all the right things.
That used to be the toughest thing for me.
Right. Again, it's just you got to performance manage, and you don't. That doesn't break your character as a leader or anything. You just performance manage and try to get them up to work to your level or to your liking. And if not, that pressure will eventually run them off.
Gotcha.
There's two sides of leadership. We can do all we can up front to lead you, but if you don't, you can't always lead a horse to water.
Yeah, you gotta
drink.
Gotta know when to cut ties, man.
Yep, absolutely.
You gotta remember that.
Man, and
this
is my last question, Jarvis. Now, be careful how you answer this one, okay? Can women lead men? Now, I'm not talking about 1, 2, 3 men. Can women lead a group of men?
Or real reference, can Hillary Clinton be president of this country?
That too.
Wow. I know that's definitely a thought that's at the front of everybody's mind with the incoming election this November. She's probably gonna, knock off Bernie, and it's gonna be her versus Trump.
That's crazy.
I believe if a woman, a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a man can do, leadership wise. I believe a woman can do anything a But the main thing they have to always keep in mind is it's not about how you feel. It's about the fact. It's about the business.
So you
Mm.
trying
So
to say
they-
don't lead emotionally?
You can't lead emotionally.
Ah.
And I think
That was
even,
heat. That was heat.
even men have some men have a tendency of, well, I felt like just now you were just like, I felt like, you like this person. That was how you felt.
Yeah.
But the fact is, are they being productive? Are they, doing what you need them to do at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, we're not going to like everybody we encounter. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't mean that they're not a good business partner. Or it
Yeah,
doesn't-
of course.
I work with people I don't like all the time, but honestly, I can see where they add value to
Some quality.
what we're trying to do. But I believe that, there are a handful, I'm not going to say a handful, but there are women out there that are great leaders.
So you believe Hillary Clinton can really run our country?
I'm not going to endorse Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, she's got Bill." Oh, Bill, I think Bill is going to be hands off in this process, and I don't think.
I think he's hands off in it now, though, right?
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
he's going to be hands off, and I think even if he tried to, I think Hillary's going to feel like I can handle this. You've had your time, yada yada yada. This is my presidency, so I mean, I don't think that's going to be her fallback. The thing about Hillary is she says a lot of the right things, but it's just, do I trust that that's really your vision?
True. Here's my take on Hillary, and I've been paying attention to Hillary a lot. To your point, I endorse Bernie Sanders. That's who I voted
Absolutely.
for.